Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. We hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. For the next 48 hours, we found ourselves in Paris, a city we've always loved, but somehow this time felt a little different. Maybe it was the slower pace or the quiet moments in between the places we visited. This isn't a guide, just a little glimpse of how we spent our 48 hours in Paris and the memories we're taking home with us. Come along with us! It's just me and Dad now because after breakfast, the boys decided to head off on their own. They want to explore Paris and the different side of Paris. So for a little while, it was just me and Dad. We stepped out into the quiet streets around Pasteur. This is the first time to be here, a different side of Paris. Slower, more local, almost as if the city was just gently waking up. This is where Roald and Rowan went. They were eager to see one of the city's most beautiful bridges, Pont Alexander III. It's hard not to pause here, with the golden details catching the light and the sand flowing gently beneath. From the bridge, you can see the Eiffel Tower in the distance, standing quietly, almost like it's watching over the city. There's something about this place, grand but still romantic in its own way. And even in the middle of a busy day, it reminds you to slow down and take it all in. We finally made it to Luxembourg Gardens. In winter, the garden feels different, quieter, softer, almost as if everything has slowed down. The trees are bare, the air is crisp, and the light has this gentle muted glow. It's not that vibrant green of summer, but there's a certain kind of beauty in this stillness. We had such a lovely time here, just sitting, walking, and talking it all in. And somehow this place feels even more special now. 10 years ago, we were here in the summer of 2015, full of sunshine, laughter, and different season of life. And today, in December 2025, we're back, and this time around with the kids. Being able to show them the places we once walked, to stand in the same spots, and even look back at the photos from then and now. It's a quiet reminder of how time passes and how beautiful it is to return together. Some places don't just stay in your memories, they grow with you. Next up, we made our way to the Pantheon, standing quietly with so much history within its walls. This is where some of France's most remarkable figures are laid to rest, like Victor Hugo, Voltaire, and Marie Curie. People whose stories have shaped not just France, but the world. And yet, what made this moment even more special was watching the kids, seeing them take it in. Pausing, looking up, asking questions. It's something we truly love. Being able to share these places with them and watching them appreciate it in their own way. Before we left the Pantheon, we stopped by the little gift shop just nearby. It's a small, charming space filled with postcards and thoughtful souvenirs that quietly reflect the history of the place. What made it even more memorable, though, was the owner, the warm and accommodating owner taking the time to speak with us, answering our questions, and making us feel so welcome. When we mentioned that Rowan is studying visual design and communication, she even told us about an event that was happening, something she thought he would really enjoy. It was such a thoughtful gesture. Moments like this remind us that travel isn't just about the places we see, but the people we meet along the way. A simple stop that turned into something we'll always remember.
Yeah, kailangan niyo ko i-video
And
Guys,
just behind the
Gabriel.
Pantheon, we found ourselves at one of the Emily in Paris spots. I didn't even realize that it was this close. Roald brought me here, and knowing how much I enjoyed the series and how much I love Paris. But being here felt a little different than I expected. It's a beautiful place, yes, but it's also a real neighborhood where people actually live. And somehow it felt a bit awkward to film and take photos, knowing that daily life is happening all around us. You could feel that it's not just a location, it's someone's home, their quiet space. So we stayed for a little while, took it in gently, and tried to be as respectful as we could.
Guys,
Sometimes
it's
travel
just
reminds
here in
us
this
not just to
street.
see, but to be mindful of where we are.
Hotel, and right behind this building is the home of Christmas. Siguro ganda dito at night because lahat ng Christmas tree may ilaw. Walang aakyat sa Notre-Dame
We found ourselves wandering through Saint-Germain de Pre, one of those parts of Paris that feels effortlessly timeless. I hope I pronounce it right. And of course, we couldn't resist stopping by a local bakery, La Parisienne. The smell of freshly baked bread, warm pastries, and coffee in the air. It's simple, but somehow it feels like everything. We pick up a few treats to just outside and enjoy the very Parisian moment. Our next stop should be Notre-Dame Cathedral, but Roald came across the little bookstores and along the river sand. He found a book or books there, and of course, he couldn't resist. Another detour before we head to Notre Dame. We're now in Latin Quarter, one of the oldest and most charming areas in Paris. The streets are narrow and full of character, lined with cafes, bookshops, and little corners that feel full of history. Shakespeare and Company, as you can see, the queue was very long. It's quite long. So many people waiting to step inside this small, iconic bookstore. Despite the name, William Shakespeare was never actually here. Talabo.
Oyster tayo.
Ito Ayun nga lang. Ayun nasa loob.
There's a creative energy here. Lively, a little bit busy, but still warm and inviting. It's the kind of place where you can simply walk, get a little lost, and enjoy every moment along the way. We also came across the Abbey Bookshop here in the Latin Quarter, a small independent bookstore but filled from floor to ceiling with books. It's a little cramped, a little chaotic, but that's exactly what makes it so charming. You never really know what you'll find, and that's part of the experience.
Ang ganda.
In this day, another grace, you know.
And finally, we arrive at Notre-Dame Cathedral. Standing here, it feels both familiar and new at the same time. There's a quiet strength in its presence, so much history, so many stories, and yet it still stands with such grace. A few years ago, much of it was lost to a fire, a moment that felt heartbreaking for so many around the world. And now, seeing it being carefully restored, there's a sense of hope and of resilience. We pause for a while, just taking it all in, and being here together as a family makes it all more meaningful. A place that has endured and continues to be part of so many stories, including ours.
Inhibitions start to fall, turning dust and grain to gold. Suddenly feel the weight dissolving inside. Modern grace, you take me on and on and on. I don't wanna
We made our way to Sacré-Cœur, one of the most beautiful spots overlooking Paris. By this time, we were all feeling it. Rowan and Roald were tired, and so were we. It had been a full day. The place was more crowded than we had ever seen before. Everyone's gathering to catch the sunset. So instead of walking around too much, we just stayed for a while, sat down, and took a moment to rest. This was our second to the last stop for the day before heading back to the hotel. Our last stop for the day was La Grande Epicerie de Paris, a place filled with all the little indulgences France is known for, from beautifully curated shelves to the most amazing selection of food. Of course, we couldn't leave without picking up some butter and cheese, perfect for pasalubong. It felt like the best way to bring a little piece of Paris home with us. After a long day of walking, exploring, and making memories, this was the perfect ending. Simple, satisfying, and very Parisian. Is it buffet?